Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Betwiths. In this video, I'm going to tell you a bit of the history of how Sharon and I got into caravanning. I'll show you our first caravan, and a bit of where we went in our first caravan, our second caravan, and right up to this caravan. So, our first caravan, I'll start at the beginning. So it's back in 2014, so we've been caravanning for 4.5 years now. Our first caravan we bought it quite by accident. I didn't even know I was buying it. You might think, how do you not know you're buying a caravan? Well, it's quite simple. So, like I say, it's 2014. I'm self-employed, work was quiet. Our holiday that year was supposed to be up to see some friends who at that time lived on the Isle of Razy, which is off the Isle of Skye. So we'll stay with them for 5 days, I think. So that had been free digs and everything, just take them out for a meal, whatnot. On the way up we were going to stop in Ellensbury, if I remember rightly, in a little bed and breakfast for 2 nights. And on the way back we're going to stop at Glasgow in a Premier Inn for 2 nights. So the cost of the 2 hotels alone was £600. And like I say, I was quiet at work that year. I could cancel them up to a week before. So, oh no, I think I could cancel the Premier Inn up to the day before, and I could cancel the one Allensbury until the week before. So a week before, I cancelled them because there were no way I'm going to be able to afford the 2 hotels for £600. So I'm messing about in my office, and I'm on the computer, and I'm just happens to get onto eBay. So I thought I'll have a look how much caravans go for, because we had talked about getting a caravan, but we just didn't really know how much they cost, how much to spend on them, blah 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 blah. You know, the routine. I'm sure a lot of you've been there. So there I was, just messing about on the van, on the internet, looking at eBay, and there's a caravan, and I thought to myself, hey, that poor bugger's only he's only been offered £160 for this caravan. I thought, hey, I'll help him along. So I bid another £5. Well, not being off fair with eBay, I don't know how it works or anything. Imagine my shock 10 minutes later when I get an email saying that we'd won the caravan and we had to go pick it up from Liverpool. So Sharon was working, much like she is today when filming this. So she comes home from work. I said, oh, we've got a caravan. She said, what do you mean we've got a caravan? How have you afforded to buy a caravan? You could afford to go on holiday. That's what it only cost us, £165. How much? £165? What the bloody hell have you bought? So anyhow, we went and picked it up, went to get it, and it was in a right state. Some lads who'd been go motocrossing on motocross bikes had been using it. It was absolutely filthy. And I'll give me £165. We brought it home. I put 2 new tyres on it. We cleaned it up. We got a new portable loo, because it was one of those portable loos that you take out, and the lads hadn't emptied it, so it was absolutely manky and horrible. So we, like I said, we put 2 new tyres on it. Cost us £100. We cleaned it up. We put sticky back plastic on all the walls inside, and we got 12 months out of it. So in them 12 months, we had a holiday in North Wales, which cost I think we were there for 4 days, and I think it cost us about 50 quid for 4 days. Nice little site. I can't remember the name of it. Only problem with it was stuck between the A55 and the railway, so you got traffic and railway trains go past it all the time. But now, that's by the by. We then went down south with it. We stopped off at Chapel Lane on the way down for a couple of nights, because bear in mind I've never toured a caravan so far. So we stopped off at Chapel Lane, had a couple of nights there. Then we went down to the New Forest, visited Bournemouth, Bewley, and a few other little places. And then we went across to Minehead. We had a couple of days, about 3 or 4 days in Minehead. And then we went back to Chapel Lane and back home. And then we finished the year off at Meetop Fell. Literally, we don't have time. Probably would be there every year at that time of year. But no, we finished off at Meetop Fell. We come home, parked it up on the drive for the winter, and decided that we'd liked it. We worked everything out. It cost us less than 600 quid that it was going to cost us for one holiday, and we'd had these great holidays. So we decided we'd liked it and we wanted to upgrade. So so we sold that caravan. We only got 100 quid for it, but in all, like, we'd actually had like, what, 3 weeks holidays for 500 quid, so real bargain. So that was the first caravan. So I managed to find a bit of footage, some pictures of the first caravan, so I'll show you them, and a couple of photos of our holiday that year, our main holiday. That was our first caravan, if you've seen us. And so, like I said, we've decided now we liked the caravaning, so we decided we want to get a better caravan. Our next door but one neighbour, his brother owns direct caravans over in Oldham. Doesn't do new caravans, all second hand. And Richard, our next door but one neighbour, told his brother that we were after a caravan. So, and we went over and had a look what he had. Didn't really have anything in our price range. We just wanted to spend about we had £2,000 that we could afford at the time. So he says, leave it with me, Glenn. Well, I'll give you a ring if anything comes in. So sure enough, a few weeks later we get a phone call. Glenn, I've got this Bailey Ranger coming in. It's not quite what you're looking for, but I'm sure you'll like it. Because we really wanted something with fixed beds in it, but anyhow, so we went. He says it's coming in on Saturday. You can have it for I'm giving the customer for it, which is 1,600 quid. They're part exchanging up to a better model. So he said I'm giving them 1,600 quid. The caravan's yours for 1,600 quid, but you need to come and look at it on Saturday afternoon. So I said, right, so sure enough, off we went on the Saturday afternoon. We looked at it, we said we'd have it, we fell in love with it right away. And we said to him, could you service it for us? So he serviced it for us. We asked him to put a motor mover on, because it's rather tight getting it through our gates off the road. So we got a motor mover upon, second hand one, albeit, but it was a motor mover, it did the job. And altogether we paid 1900 quid for it. So we had that one then from 2015 right up to May this year. We had some good holidays in that, and we really enjoyed that caravan. We had it all around Scotland and all around here, and well, basically everywhere. I can't remember, we went that many places, but we love Scotland, so yeah, we had a good few holidays off that. So I'll show you that van now with some pictures of where we went in it, and some videos and whatnot, and you can have a look at that one. A second van. We're now on this van. We've got now the Bailey Unicorns. When we got it in May, it was only 12 months old, so it's only 18 months old now. Cost us a lot of money, but it's going to last us a good few years. So we've got this one. As many of you know, we've got to know Bob and Jenny. Well, Bob and Jenny are friends of ours, so from Bob Earnshaw's Motorhomes Adventures, so we watch his channel a lot, and we've been on a few trips with them. We started off, we should have been away with them in June this year. Due to Sharon being ill, we couldn't make it for the full tour in June with Bob and Jenny and Aileen and Bob, so we met up with them in Chester, and we had what did we do? We just had a few days in Chester for us Caravan Club site, and then our next trip out in it was, where did we go then? We went to, you can tell I've planned this video, can't you? Bum. I think our next trip out then was in July, I think it was, and we went down to Peterborough, to Ferry Meadows Caravan and Camping Club site. Met up with Bob and Jenny, who were already down there. We had a few days at Ferry Meadows. We came back up the A1 and went to Clumber Park at near Worksop there, and then finished up at Knaresborough for a couple of days at Caravan Club site there. So we'd had a good tour around in this for that thing. So that's like 2 places, and then we went to Carlisle to the Engulfed all caravan and camping, caravan and motorhome club site, and we had a long weekend there, so we'd got some miles under our belt. I'll show you the new van, and we've been into it up to August. In January this year, Sharon and I get a bit cocky with our caravanning now. So we've decided we've been caravanning for 4 years and we've never been abroad. So this year we decided we're going to do it. We're going to take the plunge and go abroad, especially as we didn't know what was going to happen with Brexit, so we wanted to do it now rather than find out that we can't take Bex next year and whatever. It's going to be a long drawn out affair, so I want to get it done. So we've been watching Bob and Jenny's videos from last year, and they stopped at a site. One of the sites they stopped at was camping, and I can't say this, it's Jugstation or something, in Belgium, which is in Ypres. So we decided that we'd go there for a week, at the same time that Bob and Jenny was over there doing their grand tour of Europe. I think they did, let me get this right, I think it was 8 countries in 14 days, I think. Don't quote me on that. But and that's besides the point. So they said they went before us, and they said they would meet up with us at Camping Judge Station on the Wednesday in the middle of our holiday. So we went there. We went abroad. As many people who's followed me for a few months, or followed us for a few months now, will know that we went out for a few different places while we were there. But we didn't really want to do touring in Europe for the first time we went abroad. So we went abroad, we really liked it, and we came back again. And so we'll show you a bit of that now, and then come back to you and do a sum up. Right, so that was our trip to Europe. We did enjoy it. We really enjoyed it. We really enjoy caravanning. Like, it's your home from home on wheels. If you sat on the, in the words of Graham Powell of Caravan Finder, if you sat on the fence about buying a caravan, do it. But I wouldn't advise going out spending a lot of money. I've told you how much my first caravan cost. If you're on a taster, just go out and buy a cheap caravan. that you're not going to lose lots of money on. Either that, or you can hire them these days. Hire one. I know that's our experience. That's how we got to the caravanning, and then let's say from the caravan we got into YouTubing as well, because we got to know Bob and Jenny better. So with these YouTube videos, and like I said at the beginning, we find that people may or may not find these videos useful, and I certainly hope you found this video useful. Knowing that you can actually go out, we've actually went out, and our first caravan only cost us 165 quid. 165 quid. You can't get a weekend away in a hotel for that. So like I say, if you think about getting a caravan, but you've never done it before, we well recommend it. And like I said, there's no need to go out and spend loads of money on a caravan until you decide you really want to spend that kind of money. Just go out and buy a cheap caravan or hire one. And basically that's it. Do hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you did, give us a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and press the bell icon to give you a notification when we're posting another video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.